Let's get all sorted. I'm James.
And I'm Jeff. Today, with the official release of LEGO Dimensions Year 2, we look back at the future of LEGO Dimensions.
As always, if you want to check out links to everything we're talking about today, head over to BreakingDads.com.
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 You can also leave us comments there or find us on Twitter. I'm at StillSorting.
And if you like what we're doing, please let someone else know about the podcast. Spread the word however you can. We'd be extremely grateful.
Yeah, today I think if you could rent a semi-truck and just spray paint on the side, BreakingDads.com, all sorted, the LEGO podcast. Now, again, I'd like to point out this has to be your own property.
Right.
Yes, I don't want you
just
defacing
the side of a train.
Yeah, that would be terrible. Please don't do that unless that train passes through like a lot of people.
If you want to be, a cool mom or dad, that's a good way to show off to your kids. I'm still hip. I can climb into the rail yard at night and deface public property.
Look at my awesome artwork, son. Used to advertise a free LEGO podcast.
Traveling around the world.
This is what you call good decisions, children.
Oh, that's what happens when we are not together often enough. We don't get all the weird rambling out of our system.
So we were talking right before we hit record. Is this our third time in the same room in like 3 months?
Something like that.
Yeah, and the other ones I think involve children's birthdays. So
it's pretty, yeah.
Not conducive to recording.
No.
For sure.
No, a bit loud.
No, I mean, we've barely been in the same city.
Yeah.
Let alone.
So here we are. It's nice.
Yeah.
We're finally back at it.
We're back. And I missed you, James.
Oh, I missed you too, buddy.
I mean, not really, but I feel like I should say that.
I made a big minifigure mosaic I was going to give to you later, but I'm not going to now.
Did you use a big fig for me? Because that's insulting.
You're breaking my brick heart here.
Okay, well, way before we left, we did an episode where we looked forward to the future of LEGO Dimensions and sort of took our guesses of what Year 2 would look like. We didn't even know it was called Year 2. At the time, we just thought the next wave. But now they've been officially announced. Year 2 has started rolling into the stores with the first wave of Year 2 or Wave 6, depending on how you like to keep score.
Is this like Star Wars movies?
At some point, the internet will get its nomenclature. Nomenclature? Is that?
That's a word.
Sure. All together on this, and we'll all be able to call it the same thing.
Yeah.
But, until those wars are fought.
Month 7.
Yes. We're into Year 2. We know that for sure because LEGO has officially said that. And if we do not want to not use the official LEGO terminology.
That's right. We're not under legal duress.
No, that would be trouble. But no, they're in the stores. And they came at a great time in my house as my kids had started to lose some interest in the game after finishing the story mode and unlocking a fair bit of the game. Not everything, because now, what I checked the other day, they're up over 1,000 gold bricks needed to get everything. That's a lot. That represents like more gameplay time than we're going to allow our children to have in a year.
There's 3 of them.
Yeah, that's true.
They're like,
they should,
a tall adult stacked. So, I mean, that seems
That's how they buy cigarettes, actually. They
exactly.
just stack one on top of the other. But no, LEGO Dimensions, they've wrapped up Year 1, and now we've got the new ones on the shelves, which are great. And having taken some of the new content out for a test drive, we'll look at what new dimensions... See what I did there? Are being brought to the game. But first, let's take a look back at how we did on our rapid speculation.
Did we make money?
Well, first off, no, because we didn't put any money on it.
Oh, we weren't speculating on this. We were just speculating on other things.
Yes. That's totally different speculation. And the answer is no. We lost money on all of that. But for the guesses, I'd like to say that we are smarter, maybe even smarterest. But here we go. So there were some safe guesses, like we figured out Harry Potter and Fantastical Beasts and Where to Find Them would be coming out. Mm-hmm. We nailed that. That was, I think, the surest bet on the list. Or maybe Ghostbusters having new tie-ins for the new movie. We called that.
That was a pretty good.
I feel like that doesn't make us smart. Those were layups for sure.
We walked through a door,
and not layups performed by either of us and our athletic ability, but like someone good at basketball doing a layup, I'd say. But then some of the trigger ones, we got Knight Rider right, which is, I'm glad, I guess.
We dug deep on the 80s.
We really did. I mean, Knight Rider, and it looks like, from what I've seen, the release so far, that it's going to be based on the old Hasselhoff TV show and not the proposed reboot featuring the voice of Justin Bieber.
That would have been something.
Which, thankfully, I've heard nothing about since we recorded
Man.
I don't know what this episode 38 or something like that.
As I'm culturally illiterate, was that a real thing?
That it was a real thing.
What?
That I
that was
read.
just a joke you wrote down.
It was as real as anything else I'd ever read on the internet.
Okay, so not very.
Well, no, I mean, I imagine it was a real thing, but then Bieber started getting arrested and
right.
leaving monkeys in Germany and throwing eggs at his neighbor's house. So maybe they thought, no,
right,
we
okay.
can't attach this gentleman to our property.
To a robot car.
But then he said he was sorry and everybody loved him again.
So-
Because, Canadian.
So maybe he'll be in the next one.
Perhaps. And then we got E.T. right, although I feel that was easy when E.T. were the letters used.
That's a gimme.
Yeah, that wasn't too hard. But yeah, I'm glad we'll be able to phone home soon in LEGO Dimensions, because the lack of ability to phone home has really been hampering my gameplay so far, I guess. And then we get into some of the weirder ones, which I'm quite proud of. So Teen Titans Go. As talked about on our guessing episode, I am stoked. And I don't use that word lightly because I don't really know what it means. But I am stoked that we're going to be getting Teen Titans Go.
You're like a fire that's still revved up. That's
Is that what it is?
That's what it means. My daughter is more stoked than you are.
Your daughter's more stoked
She
about...
loves Teen Titans Go.
Oh, does she really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she's gonna... Yeah.
Waffles, waffles, waffles. It's funny. I saw her two kids at the grocery store singing that the other day randomly.
You just heard two kids singing a song from Teen Titans Go.
Yeah. And their mother was speaking to them in what I believe was Mandarin while they were choosing cereal. And suddenly the kids broke out in the waffle song. I thought, I love it. That's beautiful.
That might be the most Canadian story
Yeah.
ever in the history
That's-
of Canadian stories.
Anyway.
That's beautiful.
So that will be
I
a
like
good
that.
one. This will be a good
Yeah, I mean, this is as close as I'm ever going to get to having my classic 1980s era Wolfman and Perez Teen Titans. And they're giving us a Raven. They've definitely showed Raven. And so now with the Justice League Cyborg and all the Teen Titans from the Jokerland set, I'm going to have the whole gang together. Completely unrelated, I may have a half-finished Titans Tower mock on my desk that should be getting the finishing touches over the next few months. So,
Very nice.
because, what's the point of being a superhero team if you don't hang out in a giant building shaped in the letter of your team name?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
How are the bad guys
Absolutely.
going to know where to attack?
No. They won't know where to call.
At least Superman's Fortress of Solitude is like alone up in the Arctic somewhere.
Yeah.
But they're like, hey, let's put it in Manhattan on a little island
Yeah.
and we'll shave it like a T and that'll be...
Discreet.
Yes. I guess they're the Teen Titans, not the secret Teen Titans. So I guess...
They're teenagers. They're not known for their discreetness.
That's true. That's a good
They're
point.
all,
Teenagers, yeah.
How are we going to do this? It's got to be cool. What are we
Yeah.
going to do? Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that.
let's do... Hey, man, what if we had a building, man? We can't just have any building. None of them...
No, it's
none
not
of them
Cheech
are-
and Chong. It's
No.
Teen Titans.
That's a good point. Let's move on because I feel like I've lost the thread of Teen Titans. My excitement is for them is just so much.
So did we get the next one?
Mission Possible. I honestly can't remember if we guessed
don't
that. I
remember.
think we did. Did we? I honestly don't remember. I feel like we may have not gotten this one, but we may have gotten this one. Either way, I'm like, no, we did because we talked about Tom Cruise's minifigure converting all the rest of them over to Scientology.
Oh my
I do.
gosh.
I have a distinct memory of that.
Wow.
Because what else do you talk about with Tom Cruise?
I go into a lucid dream state when we record these. I
that what it is?
really remember nothing I've ever recorded in my life. So thank goodness you have a memory.
Or I may have looked it up as I was putting this episode together. I'm not sure.
Whatever.
It's one of those
I'm not
two.
gonna count your cheating.
Let's call it a memory. Yeah, so we're going to get Tom
Wow.
Cruise in Lego form. Fun fact, I passed on buying this level pack, and I'm only going to grab it if it's on clearance, because the movies are not terrible.
Not something you'll probably play for your kids because
No, probably not.
Yeah.
I don't...
I don't know.
I don't-
I forgot it was a thing.
Right.
Yeah, it's one of those.
But I agree there'll be some nice action elements in it. I can see how they put together some nice
Yeah.
levels with sneaking around and doing spy stuff, and that's great. Probably some other properties they could have used for that.
Again, did they own it? Check.
Yeah. Did they? I don't know who
I don't
owns
know.
Mission Impossible. I think that might be Fox, actually.
Is it?
I don't know.
No idea.
Someone will let us know.
Yeah.
A lawyer, probably. We guessed the A-Team. We guessed Mr. T set. But again, that was kind of a layup.
Yeah.
When they put Mr. T as the placeholder for it, it's probably going to include Mr. T. And it was either that or a Rocky 3. Was it Rocky 3? No, he was in Rocky 2. And Hulk Hogan was in Rocky 3.
Is that what it was?
Yes. Clubba Lang was in Rocky 2, and he pitied those fools.
They're all in a file folder in my head that's just labeled terrible. They're all a mishmash.
And the worst part is every time you open that that drawer, the song goes, right?
Yes, exactly.
That's all you're gonna get. So yay, Mr. T. That's good. I have that one. I'm very excited. Like, Mr. T is awesome. He's objectively awesome. So I'm very happy. Like, on a list of minifigures, I didn't think we'd ever have an official minifig release for. Yeah. Mr. T is up there. Like, that's impressive. You know, but it's good. He's going to tell us to eat our vitamins and stay in school. And
pity the fool that does not call me objectively awesome.
And if you wear this much gold jewelry, wear a back brace. It'll cause problems for you later in life. All this is going to be good. And then next one, I can't even. Oh, my glove.
That was pretty good.
Thank you. That was my Lumpy Space Princess for those uninformed. Which, by the way, if you say you're a grown man listening to this podcast, go watch some Adventure Time.
Yeah.
You
can't go wrong with that.
It's one of those shows my kids started watching it, and then you'd watch it with them. And then at some point, I'm like, I'm just going to watch this show when I'm home alone. Yeah. Because it's really, really well done.
I will watch it on my own first, and I was like, this is bizarre, and I didn't know what to think of it. And then I watched it with kids.
Even better.
I was like, I get it now. Like, because kids just... it was the most hilarious thing they'd ever seen. It was their Monty Python. They were like, this is the most ridiculous, insane thing I've ever encountered in my life. I want more of this. I was like, okay, I get this now. It is so good.
And it's impressive for a kid's show because it has plot lines that have run the length of the series.
Yeah.
It's not like everything resets at the end and then you start the next episode at the same place you started the last episode. Everything, it just continues on.
Yeah.
It builds lovely stories. It's got boys that can have feelings.
Yeah.
Even if they don't always understand them.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful, beautiful show.
And it's going to end.
And I know, like, I got excited because it's like, Adventure Time Lego. And then the show's going to end.
We'll have it forever.
But we have one more season. So Lego, because I know you're listening to me, listening to us, you're listening to this podcast, and you're thinking, we don't know what direction to go in this. And the direction is more.
All in.
Yes, as much as you can, as quick as you can. And I will give you direct access to my bank account. And we can just do that. But because I need more toys on this, because like we got Finn and Jake and Lumpy Space Princess and BMO, which is beautiful. But I need
such an absurd universe.
I know. I need Ice King. I need Marceline. You can't have Ice King without Gunter. How about a Cosmic Owl? I would take a brick built Cosmic Owl.
I did really like that they did Ancient Psychic Tandem War Elephant.
Yes.
That was. I thought, really, they're going to go with that? That's amazing.
It's a bit of a deep cut.
That is even awesome.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the finest moments.
And the level is beautiful in terms of
we have not played it yet.
It feels like an episode of the show, with the so voice excited. Work, and you got Ice King in the background dancing, trying to match their dancing just as a random thing in the background. It's beautiful. It's like playing an episode of the show. Only Harry Potter could be in there as well.
Our love for it goes so deep that it was my son's birthday yesterday, and that's what you got him.
Yes.
So we are looking forward to it. It's going to be phenomenal.
You're welcome. I am thoughtful. You're right.
You are.
That's a good point that I clearly heard you make there.
I think modest is another.
Of all my great skills, my humility is definitely one of the top.
All right, Donald. So what do we have next?
Okay, so on the S one, we guess Simpsons, which, was a good guess. However, it was also completely wrong. But I'm very happy that we were wrong on this one because they're going with Lego Sonic.
Yeah, I wouldn't guess that.
No, I mean, so now we have a non-Sega company making a Sonic game, or at least Sonic levels for a game.
Yeah.
In Lego form. I can't even, again, this gets pretty meta.
I don't know what this is going to be like.
Well, they've shown some video, and the levels look like classic Sonic levels, so that sort of speedy platformer.
Yeah.
But again, you could play it with Homer Simpson instead of
that will
Sonic.
Be so bonkers.
So bonkers good.
Yeah.
I'm very, very excited about that. Yeah, I like the idea, hey, let's have Sonic and Batman and Mr. T come together to ride a psychic tandem war elephant.
Platformer Mr. T. I need that.
Right? I pity the fool who does not have a platformer Mr. T. So yeah, we were wrong on that, and I will take it.
Yeah.
We were also wrong on GR.
Which I think I thought was Gravity's Rainbow.
Yes, there was lots of...
But no.
We were like Ghost Rider, maybe?
Yeah.
I know, we were really
reaching.
A bit
mature.
Yeah. And we did get a Ghost Rider set, just not Dimensions. Come on, Disney. Get together. Get together now. Okay, you're out of the game. We'll get to that. Anyway, but no, GR, I don't know how we would have missed this one. Gremlins, of course.
Yeah, I don't know how. Again, we were in the 80s. I don't know how we slipped by that.
I do know that this movie traumatized my younger sister in the 80s. Yes. Yeah. So it's got that going for her. So definitely a good choice. It does look like a lot of fun, though. And to give you an idea just how good these guys are getting at having everything interact, I love that you can use the Scooby Snack, the sandwich item. And if you give it to Gizmo, he turns into a gremlin because he ate after midnight, right? And I think that's fantastic interaction. It's beautiful. Like, the fact that they're looking at these things and thinking of these things ahead of time and then building into the game.
Does somebody have a giant Excel sheet?
I would imagine.
Of how can we have all the things interact? It looks like the multiplication table from the worst place on earth. You're just like, oh, okay, now how do we tie these two together?
Yeah, somebody has it, and that person's getting paid a lot.
Yeah. Now, that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and some nice 80s fun, as will be, one we completely missed, The Goonies.
Yeah.
Right? Because we're thinking, hey, you know what we need is The Goonies.
I think we underestimate how much nostalgia is driving culture right now. Like, it's a thing I'm not...
Do we underestimate it? Because Lethal Weapon, the TV show, is on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, starring A. Waynes, which I also love.
I wouldn't have thought that would be the go-to. I wouldn't have thought people would be nostalgic for those things. I'm not a nostalgic person, so I kind of
you look forward only.
I do.
Yeah. You're more of a futurist than a nostalgist.
Or like Stranger Things that was just on Netflix. Watched that and I was like, oh my God, this is the 80s. Like, I mean, they got it. But it's weird how people crave that, the tone of the 80s. Like the Goonies.
It was a more innocent time.
A-Team and it's weird. Yeah, I guess it was an innocent. Yeah. We were only afraid about nuclear death.
Right.
So it was rather innocent. Oh, war games.
And everything was in standard definition and kind of grainy and fuzzy,
That's true. There was one quality. It was bad.
Let's go back.
Yeah, let's go back when comedy was really terrible.
But the Goonies. Okay. And I get that this is a much-loved film, and I get that it continues to get regular airtime on TV. But my question is, what kids actually watch TV anymore? Like, I don't think my kids have turned on a television to watch a show.
Now, how many... We were talking about this before. How many of these are going to get reboots now? Like, The Goonies is waiting.
How do you reboot? Like, you could just remake it, but you can't... Well, like, first off, okay, so true. here's a modern take on The Goonies.
Surviving kids have children, and those children go on an adventure?
Not only that, that's the thing. If the children went to go on an adventure, the police would be after them right away, right? True. If someone saw them on the street, they'd be like, "There's a gang of kids riding bikes down the street. We got to stop them."
Yeah,
it's a very...
They fall through a time portal and no one knows they're gone.
Right? Maybe that could be it. That could be it.
But Gremlins, Goonies, all these things are. My kids would enjoy these things if they did have a comeback. So I can see how these things have staying power.
Right.
I mean, they've never seen any of them, but if they did, I know my kids would love they would love the Gremlins.
How about Beetlejuice?
They would love Beetlejuice.
Okay, now we can't say the name again. Great.
Oh.
We've said it twice. We say it one more time.
So if my kids see the B word.
Yeah. Do your kids say the B word? Is that a problem in your house?
They don't say it 3 times.
That's good.
Say it once or twice. One of them says it, the other one repeats it.
That guy.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's very interesting. I like this sort of goth sensibility that it'll bring. We don't have a lot of details. That's a future one.
Winona Ryder was in that, right?
Winona Ryder, yep.
See, and she was in the Stranger Things. So there's like all this retro. Winona Ryder's back. So it's it's the 80s, man. We're living in the 80s.
Was this 80s or was this 90s? Yeah, it was 80. It was like 88 though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so it was almost
late
90s. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm just going to
It was a cartoon show in the 90s too. I remember that.
It was.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. See, now you're getting nostalgic.
No, I'm not, because I was leaving high school at that point.
Oh, right. You're an old...
I'm an old man.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, no, I didn't... The cartoon, whatever. But the show, yeah.
It was right in my wheelhouse.
I saw that a lot of times.
Watching Saturday morning cartoons, which is, again, another thing my children don't understand. One thing I will say about... I'm going to risk it and say the name. One thing I will say about Beetlejuice...
No, we're safe. We're good.
It's pretty good.
For now.
It's pretty good. Every time you put them on the toy pad or pull them off the toy pad, if the game doesn't have someone in the background say, Beetlejuice, 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 I'd be very upset. Because he comes out of a wormhole or gets sucked into a wormhole. Like, that would be...
They're going to get that.
That would be a missed opportunity.
Whoever's
if they
responsible
don't.
for that one is,
If the game doesn't say it, I'm gonna have to.
yeah.
Okay, and then the other one that I'm excited about is the Powerpuff Girls, because I enjoyed the Powerpuff Girls the first time around. And there's Mojo Jojo, the big monkey enemy. I like monkey enemies.
I don't really know the Powerpuff Girls.
You should. It's nicely irreverent. It's not as original as Adventure Time,
Right.
but it's well done. Yeah, and they know what they are. They're very very self-aware, which is nice. Yeah, so that's my take on Powerpuff. That's what everybody, they're like, hey, I want to know what a grown man thinks about the Powerpuff Girls.
Well, that's who they, when
Yeah.
they pull for advice, they call you up.
It is upsetting with Powerpuff Girls. You just get the one minifig, and you can switch between all three Powerpuff Girls, but come on. For the collectors out there that need, doing their Powerpuff Girls mock, they need all three.
So, I wonder how much of this stuff is going to see sets outside of this, outside of Dimensions.
Well, so far, the only sets outside of any of these licenses, I'm sure, the Ghostbuster set's already out, so there's that. Then there's definitely going to be more stuff on Harry Potter and Fantastical Beasts, for sure. And then we've got the Adventure Time brick-built figures from the Lego Ideas. I think that's it. At least announced stuff right now.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Depends how well this stuff sells.
Yeah, that's why I urge everyone to go buy 2, 3, 4 sets of Adventure Time. Just make it not stay on shelves in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Because I must have more.
More.
MOAR, I think.
I think so. I think that's how you spell that.
That's how I would spell it in this instance. All right, so that's all the new licenses hitting LEGO Dimensions over the next 12 months. First, I'd like to point out how good our completely uneducated guesses were. We hit on 8 of the 13 new licenses.
What is that? 70%?
No.
8 out of 13. No, 8 out of 12.
8 out of 12 was 66. Yeah, and we're less than that.
Oh, we're less than that.
Yeah.
Now. Right. 6. No, I don't even know. Less.
Better than 50.
We're better than 50. Somewhere
Yes.
between 50 and 66. Pull out your
Probably
calculators.
56%. Does that sound right?
I don't know. Don't stop doing math. Podcasts are not a place for mathing.
That's very good. Very true. Secondly, I'd like to commend the team for keeping their promise. There's no new game you have to buy. Everything is going to work with everything. You don't need a large flow chart to see what toys work in what level or game. That alone is a fantastic achievement.
It's true.
The other thing I love are the new battle worlds. This was actually the thing I was most excited for because I have 3 children and I would like to play video games with my children.
Yeah.
There are very few child-appropriate 4-player split-screen games out there. Basically, you have racing games, and not all of them go 4 players.
No.
And I'll just say this, my 7-year-old's terrible at racing games, so that's not fun. And then, like, shooters. And I don't play a lot of shooters with my children, weirdly.
Yeah. Surprised.
Huh. But this is beautiful. We were in the Adventure Time Pillow Fort world, playing Capture the Flag.
So awesome.
Ridiculous that I got to actually play a game with all of my children.
I'm looking forward to this.
Yes. Love the idea. Love it. Now, if they can just take that 4-player split screen and make it part of the regular game or any Lego regular game coming out, because I'm tired of just having to rotate the controllers through the 3 children.
Yeah.
And like time out. Okay, your time's up. Switch.
Stop being annoyed and driving everyone else nuts while they're playing.
Yeah, and I will say, because all of my children are much better at playing the game when they're not playing it. They're like, do this, do that, do this, do that. It's like, hey, I got this.
Exactly.
I was playing video games well before you were born. I got this. Now, what buttons jump again?
I tried that argument, and then it's like, no.
It does fall flat really quickly. It's fun. I like the battle worlds a lot. I haven't, some of the levels are quite nice. I like the idea that, get the story packs, which I haven't got the Ghostbusters one yet, but it's on my list. Not because I didn't see the new movie. I don't really have a lot of care for the new movie, but I do like the idea of being able to buy a miniature, sort of scaled down version of a Lego video game for a license they wouldn't make a full game for.
Yeah.
And then being able to play through it with all the characters from the outside as well. That's a good idea. And I also really like that you get to dress up the toy pad, which is fun.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So, way to go, guys. I think they did very well so far with this new wave. I'm definitely the right age group for the new wave. And I guess that brings us, so now we've seen what year 2 is going to look like, we can make some guesses about the direction of LEGO Dimensions. So, like we pointed out in this podcast, a lot of the new releases are aimed at grown-ups, really. The bulk of this year is dedicated to intellectual property that originated in the 80s. Knight Rider, E.T., A-Team, Gremlins, Goonies, Beetlejuice. Even the Ghostbusters movie could be argued as an 80s property, is the only reason they made a new movie was to tug at the nostalgia for those that grew up with the original films. So I'm going to call that an 80s property, even though it's clearly a 2016 movie. Sonic and Mission Impossible and Harry Potter all come from the 90s. And only Adventure Time and Teen Titans Go come from the 21st century.
Yeah.
Since we're in 2016, we've had 16 years of the 21st century, or 15, depending on if you count 2000 or 2001 as the start of the century.
What if the licensing gets more crazy for them to get a hold of it, or more expensive, perhaps?
Probably more expensive.
Or they might still be under development in some of those licenses.
But it's Lego.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like,
they just flex and...
Yeah, and they got the money, too. And they're going to make the money.
Who out there wants to be in Lego form? Okay,
Yeah.
line up. Yeah, I don't know. That is a lot of 80s. They didn't leave anything, I feel like. I can't...
Yeah.
Like, is there anything else from the 80s they haven't rammed in there?
Oh, I'm sure there is, because we'll
they
see
got Back
something...
to the
Like, I had not
Future,
thought
they
of
got-
Goonies or The A-Team or Knight Rider. I haven't thought about them in 15 years.
That's true.
You know, maybe, I guess Knight Rider had that miniseries on TV,
Maybe
but I didn't even watch that.
Baywatch, 90210. You know,
Yeah.
they didn't do the stuff that is just not fit, right? They got the
Okay,
stuff
but now
that's
you say,
adventure.
like, I really want to Saved by the Bell
Saved by the Bell.
level, a story mode now, like where you can play through Zach
Oh.
Morris's life.
Man.
And you can pull out a giant cell phone. Oh my gosh, I want this so badly
I
now.
think Screeches maybe made that one, or whatever his name
That's
was.
true. That's true. He might have Dustin Diamond might have
Yeah.
ruined the Saved by the Bell. Like,
franchise
let's
is-
start that on. Okay, so go on the internet right now and report that Dustin Diamond ruined the chance for a Lego
Oh,
Dimensions
don't do that, poor guy.
story pack.
He's got enough issues.
I want that so bad now. Like Kelly Kapowski, you know, I want to be able to.
So what else does it? You know, different
Jesse
world.
Spano.
Like
Different
what other sitcoms? There's a bunch we can't even talk. Roseanne, you could have the. But where's the action in these? This is the issue.
That is a good question.
I think they got all the action out of the 80s. There could be. What's the
there's-
other one? MacGyver. They rebooted.
Right, that could. I was going to say MacGyver. How about G.I. Joe?
That
Oh,
one's
but
a
they
bit
don't
too
do modern
shooty-blasty.
military.
No, there's no violence in Lego.
Right.
So keep that
they
in
can
mind.
give Nick Fury a gun because he hangs out with guys in spandex.
Well, that's right. Spandex
But-
is a whole different deal.
But Duke and the rest of the Joes hang out with girls in spandex.
Yeah.
Like Scarlet and
Hey, dude, you got spandex. You got license to do anything. There's gonna be Deadpool.
well, you're right. Okay, that's a different topic that we already covered. That was a good episode. You should listen to that. You specifically, James, should listen.
Yeah,
to
I should
that.
go back and hear it. Oh, hey, listen to these two gentlemen.
So my question about this lineup for year 2, does this mean that Lego is targeting parents and trying to get them to spend their money or play games with kids, or does it just tell us the median age of the decision makers at TT Games?
Both.
Yes.
But I'm curious what other people think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or-
Do we live in a bubble? So
Is it really a case where people are like, I want to be in a Lego video game. I know you're not going to make a Gremlins complete video game.
yeah,
So here we'll go cheap on the licensing so that we've got, I don't know,
I don't know. Yeah,
mystery.
mysteries upon
Man,
mysteries.
why don't they ever invite us to their board meetings?
Yeah, no, it's
We could just record them in the back. We'd be quiet.
they don't have enough coffee.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
We'll just keep making up our own. So then the other big question is Lego Dimensions going to make it to year 3? Toys to Life, it's a shrinking genre now.
Yeah, that's true.
Disney shut down Disney Infinity after 3 years, which is crazy because they're Disney,
Yeah,
right? They make toys, they make video games. You think they could keep a Toys to Life franchise, but there just wasn't. And judging by how often the Disney Infinity stuff was on clearance at the big toy stores I go to, I can see why they got out of it. There was they definitely had too much of a lot of things, and that's a lot of inventory. And now you've just got Skylanders and Dimensions duking it out for the shelf space.
but Lego they've got all the IP. They hit all the sweet spots. They've got a breadth that nobody else has.
And their toys are toys.
Yeah,
That's, I think,
Exactly.
a huge differentiator. Like, if you're a Marvel or a Star Wars collector and you buy the little figurine to stand on your shelf,
yeah.
you just dust it. But if you're a Lego collector, then you're building stuff with them.
Exactly.
You're doing mocks you couldn't do before because you've got the official figures.
Putting the wrong pants on them.
You're putting the wrong pants on them.
You need different hair.
We talked about that with Tom Cruise as well. That you could do a little risky business minifigure
yeah.
by putting
There
the
you
"Where's my
go.
pants" on the guy. The things we remember. Anyway, I agree. I think that's a big differentiator. Their toys are toys. I know your family wasn't playing Lego Dimensions so much, but I still got you the Adventure Time stuff because I figured they're going to want these minifigures.
Yeah. They're going to want to play those characters.
Yeah. Forget video game or not. So I think that's...
if they get tired of the whole concept, they get pulled back in the next time something perfect, like when Teen Titans, that would pull them in. They'd be like, okay, I'm bored with Dimensions for 2 months, and then I'm back into it again.
Yes, and now I'm back. Yeah, exactly. The one thing that frustrated me so much about the Disney game was they've got lots of different Marvel worlds. I like my superheroes, right? They had different levels, but you could only use certain characters in certain levels.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
It drove me nuts. Is that
a planning issue?
Technical limitations, but then you see like how many characters instantly pop in and out of Lego Dimensions. Like
somebody didn't have a big Excel sheet, man.
That must be what it was.
It wasn't big enough.
Or even just weird licensing agreements where they're just...
Maybe.
But I didn't like it. It drove me nuts. I think Lego Dimensions has done enough to keep it going as well. However, I'm running into a wall with storage already. I have a bin full, and it's hard to find the pieces in there now, and things are getting, hats are falling off or minifigures. I can't find my Gandalf.
I thought you were all sorted there, Jeff. What happened? That lasted about a week, didn't it?
No, I'm all sorted in my office, mostly. Some new sets might have got parted out that maybe aren't quite put away yet, but there is a place for them to go. So I feel like that's
a win. That may or may not be a desk. We're not sure.
And I'm relabeling some stuff. It's a whole thing, but it's going to be beautiful when it's done. But no, the Lego Dimensions, I was just putting them in a big, large sort of shoebox sized Tupperware, and that worked great, except now there's too many.
Yeah.
And we keep it in our living room where the TV is and the Xbox is, but we're running out of space. So I don't know. I'm sure other people are in that boat, and the parents are like, no more. Yeah. This is done. You're cut off. Play with the 184 figures you already have.
It's true.
For it. So that might be a problem. I could see that being a problem. However, I think by constantly giving us new licenses, like you say, your kids will fall out of Lego Dimensions again. Teen Titans Go will come out. It'll be like, no, we must play this now.
Yeah.
And then they will.
I find as the kids get older too, it's a good one for like with birthdays, like with Christmas. It's a nice size gift, and it's what are you kids into?
Yep.
Oh, my kids are reading some books, and I don't know what my kids into. It's really hard to buy for kids when they get to a certain age. With the breadth of licenses and the amount of it's a thing you can kind of keep going.
And I think too, because when you get a new license, you get a new adventure world.
Yeah.
Right, which is a new place to explore. So there's definitely, I know I'm going to get my money's worth out of each new license.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Which is nice. Yeah. Plus, again, you got the collectors that'll be like, I need to have a sloth minifigure from Goonies. That's a thing that never existed before, and now it must be.
Yeah.
And then they'll complain about, but I can't believe I spent that much on a minifigure. But they'll do it. And Lego will say, thank you very much. And the retailers will go, thank you very much. And so that's a beautiful thing. There's always going to be an incentive to buy that one, as long as the licenses are varied enough and unique enough and tug at the heartstrings.
I think so.
Yeah. I guess I know Lego Dimensions didn't get as much play in your household as it did in mine.
Yeah.
So is there anything you think they could do that would make you or your kids enjoy it more?
I don't think so. I think my kids, there was just more of an initial what? How do we play this? What is it? Like they can handle other things, and then that one I think they got annoyed with the interface and the entering the gameplay and the setup, the lead up to things, and they got frustrated by a couple levels. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what exactly it was, but I think those new licenses, every time there is a new thing, it's like when the Back to the Future one, they were like, oh, now they're back in. So those things pull them back in, and then they get some extra life. They've fleshed it out some more. They understand it better, and they enjoy it a lot more. So I don't think there's anything that's really that they could fix that doesn't hit my kids as much. The age gap too, maybe between my two kids.
That's true. Yep.
It's like a battle zone in your house. So I mean, between the three of them, it's always hitting one of them.
That's
so
true.
It kind of pulls the other ones in. What was he doing? He's playing? Oh, okay. I need in on that.
But yeah, I guess it is a property that at the end of the day comes down to the licenses, like you say. And so if they hit the right license for one of your two children, it'll make them play it. And if they miss entirely, they'll go on their life without ever noticing where it is. But yep, they definitely pillaged the 80s. They'll, I'm sure, move on to the entirety of the 90s next.
We're going to go back to the 70s.
I can't wait for my
Taxi.
My fresh Taxi.
Welcome back, Cotter.
Oh, that would be so good. I'd love Sweat Hogs. See, people are listening to this right now going, yes, they should do that.
We need the Carol Burnett show. There's all kinds of things they could do.
The problem is minifigures don't have ears, so Carol Burnett couldn't tug at her.
That would be the joke.
Although then they'd probably animate her like in an idle animation of her reaching up and then being confused.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Things they'll never do.
But you say never, and then the A-Team. Again, I pointed out
this is true. Hey, it's action. That's right. It's action that's not too violent. It meets all the criteria.
That's right.
It matches the checklist, dude. It's just checklists and different sheets of translucent colored papers that get moved around. Does this fit? Oh, looks it works. Let's call it the manufacturing facility. Turn it up now. Again, that's how it works.
Is that yes?
That's my feeling.
They've got a big red phone. They can phone the different plants.
Yeah,
right. And then
big red brick phone.
They're like, do more, and they're like, yes, sir. And they go and they like in a very I Love Lucy way turn the conveyor speed up.
That's it. Exactly. People are panicking at the end. It's just bananas.
I think that's good. We don't have to do an episode on Lego production. We just described it perfectly.
Yeah, just go watch some I Love Lucy. You'll know the chocolate one. You got it. It's it.
And maybe we'll get an I Love Lucy set, and that'll be beautiful.
In black and white. Perfect.
So I guess that's our opinion on year 2 so far, early days, and what we think. But what do you guys out there in listener land think of year 2? What would you like to see for year 3? Let us know. You can leave a comment on the website, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I'm at Still Sorting.
Let me know what Listenerland actually looks like. Do you have lighting? Is there food?
It's basically Fabuland with less talking animals.
Is there a hunger bar? It's like, how does it work?
You're thinking of The Sims. You're thinking of The Sims again.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Okay. And if you're enjoying the podcast, please spread the word. Go yell about it on the bus, at work.
Rent a billboard in Listenerland, I guess.
I guess so. Thanks again for sticking with us and enjoying the silence of the giant break we gave you.
Yes.
I know everybody appreciated that. Less of them for a while. Sorry, we're back.
That was just our wives.